So like I said, if
Yeah.
you'd like to file a complaint,
Okay.
I'm not gonna go back and forth. Over
No, it's not going back and
if you
forth.
if you want to file a
Right.
complaint, you're more than welcome to.
Right.
And go inside and file a complaint.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm not.
Is your chief around? I'm sorry?
He's in his office. Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Do you have a second? Do you have a second?
Officer,
Hi. Yeah. Do you have a second? Is your chief around or anyone that's in a senior position?
that would be me.
That would be you.
Yeah.
Are you the police chief?
I'm not police chief. I'm the patrol lieutenant.
Lieutenant. All right.
Yeah.
So I had an issue with one of your officers. I believe her name is oh gosh, what's her name again? But anyway, I'll pick up the name later. But I had an encounter with her, and she didn't seem to understand First Amendment rights and the right to record in public.
Okay. Where was that?
This was at the USPS distribution center here in Forest Park.
Yeah, the Bulk Mail Center.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I could show you the video.
I've seen the
You've seen it? Oh, awesome. So what do you think about her? You know how she responded to that.
I can't give you legal advice. I
Okay.
can tell you.
Now, guys, all I was simply asking was this lieutenant's opinion on my interaction with Officer Avila. And his response was that he wasn't going to give me any legal advice. Now, what does that have to do with giving legal advice? This just shows how most cops perceive interactions with citizens or members of the public as confrontational or as adversarial. Now, do I expect him to give me his personal opinion as far as telling me if she was right or wrong in her behavior? No, of course, I don't expect him to give me that opinion, but his response should not be that, oh, I don't want to give you any legal advice. That was just frankly stupid. And I think this reveals the mindset of most cops, that they view almost any interaction with members of the public as confrontational.
That you're more than welcome to film.
Okay.
It's gonna bother you.
Oh,
You have First Amendment rights.
I appreciate that.
I just ask that you don't. We're pulling out, so just make sure you're not in the way.
Great.
And that's it. If you have a complaint you want to file,
Yeah.
there's a form inside that you can fill out,
Okay.
and it'll be forwarded to the deputy chief who does the internal investigation.
Okay.
And he'll respond.
Yeah, I mean, my goal is not actually to file a complaint. My goal is to get her educated, to understand that members of the public have a right to record in public.
She knows this.
Yeah, but she didn't demonstrate that the other day.
Well, I apologize. You don't think she did?
Yeah, you seen the video?
She knows.
Okay.
What she's supposed to do.
All right.
So do my officers. We have a lot of new officers here that might not be as educated
Okay.
as you would like.
Okay.
But you weren't arrested. There's a reason why you weren't arrested, right? We understand you have First Amendment rights.
Right.
I know that a lot of people have issues with the post office. I've seen millions of videos online with post office issues.
Yeah.
Right. When I saw that was from the postal office.
Yeah.
Our postal master here.
Okay.
She knows what to do. I raised
Exactly.
taxes with her.
Right. Oh yeah.
So I wasn't anticipating the bulk mail center.
Yeah.
But they now know what they're supposed to do.
Okay.
And I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, that it sounds great. I'm very glad that you understand that we have the right to do what to be in public and record. Yeah, but also, like I said, if you guys can retrain some of them or the ones that do not understand that,
Like I said,
the rights,
we have training.
Yeah.
And I mean, we deal with so many encounters a day, right?
Right.
So everything's not the same. Everything's not
Right.
constantly changing.
Right. But the thing,
so like I said,
Yeah.
if you'd like to file a complaint,
okay.
I'm not gonna go back and forth all
No, it's not going back and forth.
If you want to file a
Right.
complaint, you're more than welcome to.
Right.
You go inside, file a complaint.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm not gonna talk about the.
I'm just having a conversation.
I get you.
Right. I'm not trying to argue with you. Yeah.
Back and forth about it.
Okay.
If you think that you were mistreated, then that's the complaint.
Okay.
Other than that, that's all I count. Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
Everything.
All right. You too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hey, Brian, she's not in. So I give you a phone number. You can set up a meeting with him, but he's not in the talk right now.
Somebody just told me that he was around.
So, folks, who do you think is lying here? The officer that I met outside who told me the chief was around and in his office? Or the lieutenant that's now telling me that the chief isn't here? I don't think the officer outside had any reason to lie to me. But on the other hand, this lieutenant definitely has every reason to lie to me. Let me know what you think.
Hey, Brian, she's not in. So I give you a phone number. You can set up a meeting with him, but he's not in the talk right now.
Somebody just told me that he was around.
He's not. He's not around. You have to make a schedule appointment if you want to schedule an appointment. Come talk. I'll give you a phone number to do that.
Okay, I'll take his number.
Hey. Alrighty, you're from the first step and thank you.
Hey, Dora, what's the structure?
Thank
The right
you.
number's on here. It shows his email.
Thank you.
All right. You're all set.
Well, hello there. That's what he's saying.
Okay.
So you good. Just two today. I know. I got it. When I tell you when I do it, you don't know. So I'm gonna bring you that, and it's gonna be okay.
You know what? Can I actually get a complaint form?
I'm sorry, say that one more
Can I get a complaint form?
time. You can. That goes from that window right here.
Okay.
Yes.
Hello. Hi. Do you mind if I get a complaint form?
I'm sorry, what's that?
A complaint form?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I went ahead and filed my complaint against Officer Avila, as the lieutenant suggested. Now, as I stated to him, my intention was not to file a complaint on her, but instead to have a dialogue. But I do know why he didn't care or he just nonchalantly asked me to go file my complaint if that's what I wanted to do. And, they typically investigate themselves and find no wrongdoing. Any rational person should believe that they should be able to investigate themselves without any biases. The fact that we actually allow law enforcement in general to investigate themselves is frankly a joke. It's embarrassing. It's the kind of thing that happens in third world countries, and I know that from experience. Now, the police chief, Ken Gross, he was quite responsive to me and actually did his so-called investigation and shared the results with me within a week. And I will share that information with you all here. And from the information he shared with me, as far as the result of his investigation and the decision that he made, his decisions were based on a few things. One of them was the rules and regulations of the post office, otherwise known as Poster 7. And he also shared a sign with me that I assume was posted somewhere on the facility. I did not see that sign. They may have been a sign. I might have missed it. But in any case, it seemed like that's what he based his decisions on. But I will also share a sign with you guys that was right inside the lobby of the post office, which kind of contradicts whatever sign that he had emailed to me. And I'll let you guys judge for yourselves and decide if he was right in his decision. So, Chief Gross, as you can see, visitors are allowed in the building to register and sign in. So those signs are obviously, I believe, intentionally meant to be confusing, as I have experienced throughout the time I've been doing my audits. Government seems to find a way to post confusing signs to their advantage. And also, Chief Gross, even if you believed that the evidence you gathered justified your decision, I am pretty sure that you watched the video and you obviously heard the postmaster or the postal inspector tell your officer Avila and the postal manager that I had a right to be there, that I was able to be there in the building, and that in itself should nullify any other evidence that you feel justifies your decision. So I think you're obviously biased, and you set out to obviously find no wrongdoing, as most law enforcement agencies do when they investigate themselves. I will also share his the entire email that he sent me, what he based his decisions on. And also, someone emailed me a very detailed explanation of Poster 7 and what it actually means and how it's supposed to be interpreted. And I will pin that in the comments section, and also share a link to that in the descriptions, so you guys can read for yourselves and determine if he should have based his decision on the Poster 7. I personally think that he misinterpreted what the Poster 7 actually says. But, like I said, I'll let you guys judge for yourselves and let him know what you think. And I also want to point out that I do not believe that Officer Avila was necessarily a terrible officer. I don't think she was mean-spirited. I just believe that she was not informed. She was not educated on the right of the public to be in public spaces, and record and hold public officials accountable. All the chief should have done, I think, was to just admit that Officer Avila needed some more education, which was what I asked for. That's all I wanted out of this, is to have Officer Avila informed. And even his lieutenant suggested that she might not have been as informed or as educated as she should be. But the chief just chose to be defiant and doesn't even seem to want to entertain the fact that his officer was not as informed as she ought to be. But that's where the divide comes in between law enforcement and members of the public, where they often have this us against them mentality, and that's not how it needs to be. We all need to work together. But until that mentality changes, which I'm not holding my breath, but until that mentality changes, there will continue to be that divide between law enforcement and the people that pay them to serve them.